So if people are eating of the fruit of Daniel's wife only, I'm not mad at them.
Right.
And of course, the blogs played a huge part in creating that narrative. Right. You have this huge influential platform, and you could be using for any other thing to build, but you're using it to tear down and to pull down. Shame on you, right? Because that is media.
Yeah.
That's my space. Yeah. So I'm not mad at the people who are listening to sound bites and forming an opinion from that. I'm not mad at them at all. Another thing that keeps me going is the people that know the other sides of me. And those people in those rooms respect me. They see me, they see my work.
Nollywood is the third biggest film industry in the world, with an abundance of talent. But what does it take to amplify these voices globally? How do you lead with vision in a fast-changing industry? Today's guest is a media entrepreneur, talent manager, coach, and visionary who has opened doors for Nollywood on the world stage through thoughtful partnerships. She mentors artists and champions the spirit of authentic African storytelling. This is the story of Toyosi Etim-Effiong, and this is Women Leaders Unscripted. What if I told you that everything you think you know about the media and movie industry is not everything that you know? What if I told you that there's a creative force and leader who connects all the dots, who pulls all the missing pieces together, and who creates products, some of the celebs that you now see on your screen, and who gives the business side of the industry that we've all come to love? What if I told you that that person was right here with us? What if I told you that this fabulous, amazing leader is none other than the incredible, amazing, globally renowned and respected Toyosi Etim-Effiong? Clap, 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 clap.
First of all, that is the most creative intro I've ever had, ever. I was actually thinking, like, has anyone introduced me like that? No, they usually just read off my bio.
No.
Thank you for the creativity.
Thank you.
You're welcome to the industry. You're welcome. No. Thank you so much, though. It's great to be here.
Thank you for being here.
Yes.
I'm just going to dive right in. So sorry, but not sorry. That's how I see you, though. I think bios are great, but bios sometimes take the soul out of who we are, and there's a kind of see finish that bios do. I did this, that, and those, they're great, but like, you are a creative force, you are a leader.
Thank you.
And some of us remember you from the Toyosi Phillips days.
Yes.
And so we see the evolution, we see the growth, we see the, I dare say, dominion.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah,
so I love the word dominion.
Yes, so yeah, that's how I see it.
And I love when I love when I remember that there are people who have followed the journey.
Yes.
Like, one, it reminds me that I've come a long way.
Yes.
And two, there'll still be those people that would say, this one just came from nowhere, right? But there are people who would say, no, we've known her.
Oh, yeah, we definitely have. And there's nothing nowhere about your journey. In fact, and that's what we'll talk about today, is just how you've been able to recreate, like, you reinvent yourself. You always, and I'm just like, is there a strategy behind it? Did you see? Because you're also, I think what a lot of people don't know is that you're also deeply strategic. So you're not just coasting through life like, tra-la-la-la-la, like, well, I'm not like that either. But like, I'd love to talk about that. Like, what is the strategy? So let's just jump right in, right? Everybody thinks that they know Toyosi Etim-Effiong.
How would you describe yourself in your own words? I would say, and I can understand when different people see different parts of me, right? Because I would say I'm a tree with many different fruits.
I love that.
Juicy fruits.
I love that.
So those who want one kind of fruit will find it. It nourishes them. It's tasty, all of that. Another group of people who want another part of me would find that. So, yeah. I would say a tree with diverse fruits.
That's also like spiritual, right?
It is.
And I know that you're a spiritual woman. You're a deeply spiritual woman.
Absolutely.
And how is that like being in an industry that is Babylonian?
You said it. You didn't even cover it.
It's literally Babylon.
Yeah, and I think it became Babylon because people who had values, wholesome values, people who are light, decided to stay away from it because they thought it was so dark. It's like it's like politics, for example. It's like the royalty, like that whole, is it an industry, where godly people who love God, fear God, who are not perfect. There's no perfection. And I keep trying to remind people, there's no perfection in anybody, right? But these are people who have chosen God's way to do things. They've chosen God's way of doing things, right? But the ones that came before us were very, please, I want to stay pure. They were Puritans. They want to stay pure. Nothing should stain my white. If they see me acting now, they'll say, I made this. If they see me in politics now, they'll say, no, there's no clean politician. If they see me this, so those kinds of people stayed away from certain industries for so long that it became just full of no light. Let me not say darkness, but it was people with different kinds of value systems that took over those spaces, because those with wholesome value systems said, I don't want to have my white stained, and I don't want to be a part of it. And so they left it for so long. Yeah.
And so that also sounds like, to me, I'm like, then why does it interest you? Because I know that you are light. And this is not to say that they're a little dark.
There are two sides. Yeah. There's light or darkness.
Right.
Yes.
So what, as somebody who understands and who sees the deep underbelly of this industry, how do you sort of like marry both?
Yeah. I would say that it's a calling for me, first of all. And because there's show and there's biz, when we say show biz, and I like to use that example, there's show and there's biz, and I love the biz part. I love the negotiations. I love the looking for opportunities, the facilitations, all of that. I enjoy it. There are people who need that. There are people who need somebody who understands them to facilitate things for them, to negotiate on their behalf. So what has happened is, when people who were on the biz side, who were light, decided to just not be a part of this thing, they left those on the show side to fend for themselves. And then those people are now at the mercy of just people who do not have those values. So you would see church kids, choir people, our brothers and sisters who are saying, you know what, I don't think I'm called to just the choir. I want to sing, I want to entertain people, all of that. They don't have a record label that matches their standards. Because the people who would have been record label executives decided, please, this industry is too dark and too dirty. So there's room for people who are saying, you know, we're not going to do we're going the narrow way. We're not going to rush into things. We're going to follow process. We're going to do things the right way, to the best of our ability. And then we're going to help those show people, the entertainers, who are also saying, I want to act, but must I sleep with somebody? Do you understand? Or I want to sing. Must I do drugs? Must I perform naked? You know, there are now people at the back who are saying, we're going to support you because we share similar values. Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about the business part and just sort of like the central role like you play in that. But I want you to share how did it start for you? Did you like watch TV and be like, like Pinky and the Brain, I'm going to take over the world? What was it for you? Like, how are you here?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, quick background.
I always love the background.
I have an economics degree. Okay, I have a master's in economic development, and
so you people are hearing, because this is for the trolls in her comments who are always just nasty. She has degrees, you don't.
Yeah. I would never have said it like that, but thanks. Yes, so I have a master's degree in economic development and policy analysis.
Right.
And the trajectory that family had seen for me was just the corporate world, like do the corporate thing, or at most United Nations, right? There was a lot of UN talk then,
right.
Economic development, all of that. But I was very unsatisfied. I was very unfulfilled. I was working at a bank, and the bank is great. Oh, God bless the bank. Peace be unto the bank, right? But I was thrown in the internal audit division.
Right.
Internal audit to me is boring.
Yes.
I have no life. It just kills my spark, it kills my joy. Right. And I tried to move to a more fun division. I tried to move to like corporate affairs, corporate comms, all of that. And I was chasing this transfer, and it didn't work. I was stuck there in internal audit. And God bless my boss, and he comes up every time. This man pulls me aside and says, Toyosi, you are not happy here. What do you want to do with your life?
Oh, wow.
And I just thank God for bosses like that, who is not thinking about, I have to replace a staff now, or I have to this, or I have to that. He actually had that conversation with me. And I remember just breaking down, I'm not happy. I don't know. And then he gave me the rest of the day off or something, or just gave me some time off. And then I went to actually sit and think. Like, what do I want to do with my life? Like, am I going to just continue on this path and be miserable for the rest of my life? And that was the beginning. I started to ask friends, people who had known me for a while, and every single person I spoke to said something about the creative industry. Of course, it wasn't creative industry then. It wasn't. It was like, Toyosi, I think you would be a great singer. I think you would be a great actor. I think you would be a great journalist. You have a good voice, this, that. So everything was around the media and entertainment space. And so I took all that feedback and then started to ask myself as well, okay, what would you love doing? Yes, you were in drama club, this vice president of drama club and this and that. But do you really want to be an actor? And it's like, not really. Yeah, nah. So my role models then were Amanpour, yes, and
Christina
Oprah.
Amanpour.
Yes, Christina Amanpour and Oprah. And I was just like, what would a blend of those two look like? And so I went to study journalism. I was like, you know what? Let's do journalism. Let's do broadcast journalism. We'll tell the news. We'll interview people. Let's just start from there. And that's how I got into the show.
Wow.
And then, of course, being in front of the camera, you now start thinking, okay, how do I monetize this?
Yeah.
Like, how does this actually become sustainable? How is it profitable? How is it a business? Wow. And then I got into the biz. Right. And here we are.
Wow.
Yeah.
So some things that are, for me, instructive to note is that you had people who, I wonder what would have happened if the boss hadn't said you're not happy here. Because we do have people who are like, I talked to someone last year and she said she had worked, again, at a bank, that she had been at a bank for 17 years and had been promoted just twice. I'm just like, okay, so why are you there? Yeah. She's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I can do anything now. I'm just like, I don't understand. Are you a tree?
What?
Did they plant you there? What? Or is your placenta there? I don't understand. But it also showed to me, like, people are unhappy, but either nobody's pointing it out, or they are afraid.
They're afraid. It's usually fear.
Yes.
I think it's usually fear. Do you know what it is to
take that leap?
Exactly, and to leave a well-paying job, just that stability to say, you know what, I'm going to just go and see what else is out there.
So and then things you say about your friends. Say, okay, maybe you should do.
Yes.
I think that's also important, to have people who know you and sort of see not just who you are, but who you can be and where you can go.
Who you can be. Oh, yes. I'm big on people. I'm big on relationships. Yeah. I'm in love with humans, right? From time to time, they can be annoying.
Yes.
But when you just find your own people and your own circle, I hold on to my people tight. And I'm very grateful for them. I'm very thankful for them every day, really, because those people made a difference. They really did make a difference. And shout out to my mom, right? I'm sure she's watching. She was very supportive as well. Like when I came home and I said, you know what, this banking thing, I don't know about it. It's not working. I want to go to New York and I want to study journalism. And it was literally like, may God go with you. Oh, wow. There was no argument. There was no, are you sure? It was literally, may God go with you. And I'm just grateful for that as well. So people have played a very important role in my life. Very important role.
So let's talk about this journey to New York and then back home. Again, like some people don't make that pilgrimage exactly. They don't return because first of all, it's kind of like, okay, maybe the things I want to do, the stories I want to tell, the life I want to live is not congruent with what I'm seeing. What made you, and I'm going to be very Nigerian, what made you open your two koro eye and come back?
Short answer or long answer?
Long answer is always my most preferred.
Can we start with short?
Yes, please.
God.
Right.
God. Everything started to work against me staying in America.
Wow.
All the plans. Every plan that I had made for myself failed. To the point, and I wrote this in my book, Now You Know Me Better. I was going to join the United States Army. And there was an opening for interpreters, language interpreters. Ask me what language was on that list.
Don't tell me Yoruba.
Yoruba was on that list. I applied. I did the test. I sent in my medicals. I had gone far in the process. And then they paused it. They said they are pausing it. They said they are pausing this, my Yoruba interpreter work. That I was like, what? If I have to go and start watching Shaworo there, if I have to call maybe whoever I need to call to be giving me Yoruba tutoring every evening, they just stopped the process. And then they thought of, hey, should I be with somebody for this? And just different things, but nothing sat well. The only thing that sat well with me was this, my Yoruba interpreter work. And they scrapped it, or they didn't even scrap it. If there's time, I will tell you something. They just paused it. And so after, 6 weeks going back and forth to the army, I had my army, there was a word for them, but my relationship manager, the person responsible for my file, I had a file, I'd have been doing, yes, sir, in the U.S. Army. And I've been doing all of that. I went back and forth for like 6 to 8 weeks. And he's like, we don't know what is happening. They've just paused it. We don't know when it's going to come back and all of that. And I was just like, okay, yeah, maybe it's time to go home. Because I had done the first O1 visa, and then I had taken that gap year of 1 year, then I had renewed it again for another thing, and then the next thing was, okay, someone has to either file for you or something, and I was just stuck. So I decided to come back. So when I say God, I think God's hand was in it, because I came back. I came back to blessings. I came back to a lot of good things.
Were you sad, though? Did you, again, like, America, I mean, I know that America isn't all that is cracked up. I personally know. But were you, maybe sad is not the word, were you, because sometimes, like, and I know that God thing, God is like, go. You're like, okay, so what's the plan? Silence. Okay, so I'm going, go. I'm going, go. Yeah. And you just have the word go. So there's a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah.
So I remember praying recently. I was like, you've asked me to go, and I'm going. And I'm even going like Moses. I'm actually tired of you. Can you give me more details? I don't like this. But was there a sense of uncertainty, or did you just run towards? I'm like, yes, Niger, here we come.
So I started off thinking, you know what? I have this show in New York that has been on Bella Niger. People know me. My social media is sort of popping. All of that. When I get to Lagos, I beg, I'll blow. It's easy. I'll have shows and this and that. So I was not scared and I was not sad, because I really thought, like, coming to Nigeria is going to embrace me. Nigeria is going to love me. In fact, Nigeria has been waiting for me. Alas. Alas. And I came back with a job offer. someone had offered, oh Lord, this memory. Someone had offered me a job. I'll just leave it like that. Someone had offered me a media job. And so I came back with that as well. I was like, yes, we're doing this thing. Wow. Could it be? Could it just be? Could it really be?
Wow.
That I got back, I moved back. And then they said, oops. Sorry, the head of the company found somebody else.
Are you kidding me?
And yeah, of course there was nothing written. It was literally exactly, it was someone at the place that had offered me the role, and I was like, yes, let's go. So it was, I'm like, oh, sorry. And so I was still thinking, okay, I'll do my thing. We'll continue now, all of that until I crashed. Until I realized that there was nothing. Nobody is waiting for me with outstretched arms. It's a dog world in the media and entertainment space. Yeah. And yeah, that's when reality started to set in.
So I want to talk about That Good Media.
Yes.
But I know that Good Media is preceded by experiences, stories. We create out of something, either a need, either ego, either profits, either I won't blow.
Yeah.
What preceded That Good Media?
My husband.
Oh yeah, we need the details.
My husband's career.
Right.
Yeah. But before that, I mean, the major pivot we did, I would say, is based on the person I got married to.
Right.
But before that, I was going to produce, and I was going to have my shows on different platforms. It was going to be a syndicated show, all of that. And I did actually do that. I did one season of a show that was picked up by a platform, a cable TV platform, and that went well. But production is a bit costly.
Yeah, it is.
It's a bit costly.
It is.
And if you don't have any off-taker, and we had YouTube, but our eyes were not open to the platform that is YouTube now. Right. So I was still going to the TV channels, like, look, I'm doing this show. Do you want to buy it? Do you want to license? All of that. And it's like, no, maybe get a sponsor. And then I'll go to brands. Would you like to sponsor this show? I went to different places, just marketing my product. And it was like, no. It's like, okay. So I was trying to figure out, what am I doing? What are we doing? All of that. And then my husband's career started to pick up. And I think I stumbled on one agreement. First of all, there were so many things he did without agreement. Because in the industry, it's like the director calls, are you available next Tuesday? You check, I'm available now. Yeah, come now. So no agreement sometimes. Right. You don't know how much you're getting, my dear. You don't know how much you're getting paid. I'm telling you, at the end of because if the person is like an egbon, for example, you will be feeling like, I cannot really ask.
What if they don't pay you then?
My dear. So when I just noticed some behavior in the industry, I'm like, wait, first, this one that is my own, let me actually now, babe, are you fine with me just going through your contract? Are you fine with me actually saying there must be a contract? Are you fine with me negotiating this amount, right? Because I think you should be paid more than this. And so that's how it started. And then his friend came to meet me one day and said, whatever you're doing for
me too.
Come and start doing for me. Right. So next thing, I have 2 clients. Initially it was pro bono. I was just doing it. But after I said, a percentage has to enter this thing. Yes, this has to be a business. Right. So 2 people, I'm looking at contracts, I'm booking like PR gigs for them, I'm getting them placements on like a BN and the relationships I already had. And then another person came, whatever you're doing for this person, do for me. So at a point, I now realized, first of all, this can no longer be a one-man business. It's not sustainable. And 2, there's something here. Yeah. There's something here. And so hired people and just started the whole thing for people in the industry.
So speaking about your husband, a lot of people say, I remember dating someone once and we then worked together for like a month. And I was like, no, this is not going to work. I can't do this.
When you started working together?
Yes, I was just like, I can't work with you. I can't do it. I personally cannot. Yeah. So how is it? And people sometimes say, you know, I've heard different things. Some people say, oh, best way to work. Like, they understand you. The other people are just like, if you want to preserve your marriage, please keep the work far. Which of those scenarios? Or are you like somewhere in the middle? But how is it? Is it challenging to, because I can imagine, so you're looking over contracts, you can say, hey, like, I don't think that this is a good deal. I don't think you should do it. And then maybe he has loyalties to, but this is an egbon now. I will do it. And you're like, you will do it. So, okay, we'll see where you sleep this night. So what are those dynamics?
Maybe not where you sleep this night. Maybe not where you sleep this night. But yes, there were times where I just had to choose my marriage. Yes, I had to choose my marriage. You want to do this thing, Abi, go ahead and do it. I'm choosing my peace of mind, right? And I'm choosing us over this. So yes, we did have, but we've grown now. It's been a number of years. We understand ourselves better. We are working better now, and I can understand when people say they don't want to do it. I wouldn't, because when there's a breakdown, it's hard to compartmentalize. The breakdown will come to the house. Everything. It will just everybody will know that something is happening, right? But thank God, those are, I want to say, few and far between now. It's a lot different now. We've both grown, and I know that he knows that I have his best interest at heart. So I'm not doing anything because I want to fight. No, I'm thinking of you. So again, I've told myself I will not cry more than the bereaved. So if you are adamant and you say you want to carry on with this project that I'm advising against, I'll leave you, because at the end of the day, it's still your career.
Speaking about the industry, I like how we're calling it the industry. It makes it sound like the mafia. What were some of the things, because you've been, again, like, deep into this industry, what are some of the things, and if you think about it like on a global scale, if you think about it, you know, in comparison to, and I hate making this comparison, but like to Hollywood, what are some of the systems and structures that we must absolutely have in Nollywood to be able to operate? I don't want to say systems and structures because that sounds so big. No, but it's the right word. But even things like, you have a meeting, can you show up on first? So what are the things those in the industry need to like learn to do and be to be able to compete on that level? And then, of course, like, what structures are required to scale?
I want people in the industry to understand the importance of having representation. A lot of people just shortchange themselves, sign things that are just disgraceful. And that's because they've done it themselves. They've not gotten a professional eye to look at it. They've just agreed. They're excited about the prospects. They're excited about the fame, about the platform. And you are taking way less than you are worth. But they just keep going because maybe they don't want to share percentage. They don't want to give a manager or an agent. And when I say manager, it's not your like brother. Do you understand? It's not somebody that cannot talk to you. Who was it? There was there have been so many incidences. But somebody was supposed to be somewhere at a certain time. Those that were going to interview the person, I think, they showed up to the person's house. This person is sleeping in the room. The manager is there, and they say it's time for the shoot, and the manager says, I can't wake him up, he's sleeping. What are you doing? So if you have yes men around you, you're not going to grow. You're not going to go far. It may work in Nigeria, but internationally it will not work. Those that are badly behaved internationally probably did not start. They didn't start off like that. First of all, they got to that place where, because now we can hear, XYZ was misbehaving, and the person didn't start off like that. The person must have started humble, with proper representation, with a teachable spirit, and then probably now got proud as their bank accounts started inflating. So you are here in Nigeria and you just think this is it. This is not the end of the industry. So that representation one gets me all the time. Get signed to a proper management company. If you don't want to be signed to an agency or to a company, that's fine. Get a manager that you respect. Get a manager that can speak to you and you will listen, you would respond. I feel like that would just, in fact, improve things a lot, because what a manager also does is she looks for opportunities for you beyond what you can look for yourself. So this management thing,
yeah. So before we started this conversation, I was talking to you about my mom, and
I like your mom, by the way.
I know you
Shout
do.
out to mommy.
So I have a confession. I'm going to confess. I don't like when people pigeonhole, when people talk about you and they're just like, oh,
Daniel's wife.
I'm like, oh, but yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
But she's other things. So my question.
Yes.
So I've confessed.
Yes.
So I'm when I say I have a confession, I'm always like irate. Like I'm just like, I want to type, but I'm like,
thank you, babe.
But I'm like,
First of all,
Francesca,
in fact,
they didn't call you inside this fight.
Well, you've reached out to me a few times. You have reached out to me. There are a few people who I may not speak to all the time, but anytime social media blows up with the crap that
because
it blows
like,
up with, they reach out, and you're one of them. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Receive this thing I'm saying.
I receive it.
Good.
I receive it. But how do you are you up? Because we are in a society that sort of like can only look at women one way. It's such a lazy way because women are multidimensional beings. Does that grate on your nerves, or how do you deal with it now? Because you are many things.
And that's how we started, right?
Yes.
When you said to describe myself, that's how you started.
Yes.
So if people are eating of the fruit of Daniel's wife only, I'm not mad at them.
Right.
Do you get? Over time, they would see that the other fruits on this trio, if you want, come, is available. Do you understand? So I'm not mad at them. That's what they've seen. That's what the blogs have carried. And of course, the blogs played a huge part in creating that narrative.
Right.
Like Daniel's wife, she's obsessed with him. She's not doing any other thing with her life and her destiny.
I hate that.
Her whole life. And those people are not doing any digging. They are not doing deeper research. It's the headlines, it's the 2 or 3 sentences, and they run with it. I don't blame them. The people I go for is those blogs. Sons of Belial, No Peace for the Wicked, all of that. I literally face them from time to time. You guys are just, you are a mess. You have this huge influential platform, and they are you could be using for any other thing to build, but they're using it to tear down and to pull down. Shame on you, right? Because that is media. That's my space. And it's interesting how the enemy is a bastard. Excuse me, sorry, PG. Yeah, it's interesting how I am in the media space, and the media wants to turn against me. And so I just watch. Like, you guys are jokers. You are actually jokers. You don't know. So I'm not mad at the people who are listening to sound bites and forming an opinion from that. I'm not mad at them at all. But it's those ones, and they've reduced. Face your bully. You actually look at them head on. Since I started talking to them directly, and just go to kill and share, like, what is this nonsense? It has reduced. The trolling, all of that has reduced significantly. But another thing that keeps me going is the people that know the other sides of me. I'm in rooms by the grace of God and to the glory of God that these people may never enter in their lives. And those people in those rooms respect me. They see me, they see my work. So again, my work is behind the camera, it's behind the scenes. So the people behind know. So those that know. So I'm not bothered.
I mean, I'll still be.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, please. In fact, sorry, sometimes it's when I receive those messages, I know that something is happening. I'll be like, hey, this person has messaged me. I say, hey, are you okay? Just like, hey, who posted what? Oh, Father. But
oh my God. I think also, like, I don't like using this word for women, but because I think it's sometimes abused. But I think you also have a grace for focusing on your focus, right? Because for some other people, it would lead to other things. It would lead to, I don't want to say mental depression. It will lead to all kinds of things. So I think that you also have a grace that is like, okay, because I see sometimes you're like, hey, today, no peace for the wicked. And I think that's so not brave. It's so necessary to do that, because bullies don't expect you to
face them,
or to be like,
You want to bully me.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what I also have, which we had touched on earlier. I have a solid support system.
Right.
I have a support system that gasses me up.
Right.
That reminds me, if I want to ever forget, because I'm not going to lie, initially it used to bother me. Like the first major one, I think, was around Kunle Remi's wedding. And I'm like, excuse me, what? I don't understand. What's going on here?
Right.
I said I married actor, and I've seen the challenges in this. Somebody is marrying actor, and I'm praying that she does not experience it. We've spoken, they are fine, all of that. How is this a thing?
Yeah.
Like, why are you afraid of storytelling?
Yeah.
Original story for that matter. Why are you afraid of it?
Yeah.
Yes, but I have a solid support system. So when there's chaos outside, sometimes I don't even know.
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't even know. Yeah.
I want to talk about global collaborations and also taking content, talent, expertise from the continent. Sorry, I don't like saying the continent, from the African continent and from Nigeria to the world.
Yes.
And you did such an amazing thing with Essence Fest, I think last year or the year before.
For 3 years. 22, 23, 24.
Right. Yeah. So for 3 years. Yeah. Tell me about that and why you knew that was important to do.
So I saw that it worked for music. The collaborations really just boosted the profile of Afrobeats, right? Wizkid is now singing with Chris Brown, and Davido is with this one and that one. So I saw what it did for music, and I just saw how our music industry just Afrobeat is mainstream now. It's no longer like niche. It's actually mainstream. And so I had always known, even before then, to be honest, like, we need to collaborate. We need cultural exchange. We have good stories. And I chose Essence because it was the epitome of, like, Black excellence in America as it pertained to media and entertainment, all of that. So I said, if we're going to get RMD, for example, and Denzel on the same set, which platform can make that happen? And it had always been Essence for me. And so when the opportunity came to have us go to New Orleans and attend and be on panels and speak, I was like, of course. Of course. I pitched it and they were like, yes. I was oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then, of course, we had the visa issues, right? Because our green passports. Oh, Lord. There's one prayer request like this. So we had to meet with the U.S. consulate, and they were fantastic. Like, they saw the vision, they understood it, they bought into it immediately. And so the people who were going to go in the first year all got their visas. In the second year as well, all got their visas. And it was just solid support from the U.S. consulate. Shout out to U.S. in Nigeria. Well, shout out. Shout out. So I'm not... See, please.
Okay, shout out. I want to deep dive that, because I think something that you do, but you don't know that you do, is that you regularize epic stuff. You're just like, okay, we did this and we did that. Shout out to US. I'm like, no, shout out to Toyosi first.
Thank you.
Let's start there.
Thank you.
And something else that you don't realize is just how plugged in you are. You have a network so if I say, Toyosi, please, I need somebody who is an artist, but also an actress, but then also has NY, you'll be like, oh, I just know that person.
Yeah.
And here are the details.
Yeah.
So you are a connector. You have a massive network.
I do.
And you are not stingy. You don't say, okay, let me get back to you. Yeah. Which is Nigerian code for I'm never.
I can't do this. Yeah.
Talk to me about why that's essential in building partnerships. Because again, you talk about Essence Fest as if I can Google and say, how do you have a panel at? Okay, I'm doing to New Orleans. How do you, because again, it's like US consulate. You don't just say, please, they think about people visa. It's more textured. It's more layered than that. So I want you to sit in that space of greatness and realize that you do epic back to back to back to back. And it's not a fluke. You're not a fluke. I mean, you know that you're not a fluke, but it's hard. So tell me about building partnerships, and are you like consciously like building this network, or you're just like, I know him.
Exactly that.
Right.
Exactly that.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like I needed a seller moment there, like just pause and take it in.
Yeah.
I just know people.
Yeah.
I just know people.
And how do you leverage that for partnerships, for business, for work, because that's a skill, Toyosi.
Yeah.
That's a skill.
So I need to sit into this thing that you're saying. I need to actually.
It's a skill because it's a skill that people have all these like workshops in like Harvard or Stanford, how to whatever your network into. But here you are doing it, and I'm like, that's a skill. I'm like, yes, it is.
But one thing, my coach taught me something. Always take time to process things. Don't just receive things and leave it like that. I will say that one thing I know I did a lot in earlier days of being in the industry was I volunteered.
Ooh.
Oh, I was on everybody's project. I gave of myself, I gave of my time, I gave of my intelligence, I gave of my graces, I gave of just everything that I had. And I poured myself into projects. Like, I'm an all or nothing kind of person.
Yeah.
An all or nothing, which has its good sides and its bad sides.
Yeah.
But I have all the aunties in the industry. I've most likely worked with them in some capacity, because our industry in the media space is ruled by women, right? So I have volunteered. I have also, thinking about it now, I don't withhold compliments.
Right.
If you're doing good stuff, I will tell you, I will say well done. And I want to be sure you understand that this well done I'm saying is from my heart, because it's not easy to get to where you have gotten to. Yeah. So I see you, I see the struggles, the one that I see, and the ones that I don't even see, I see them in this spirit. Yeah. And I'm saying well done. Yeah. And so I am quick to praise people genuinely. Not for anything. I don't praise and then go and say, hey, please, can you help me? No, it really is genuine. But what happens is, 2-3 years down the line, I may now need them for something. And I have already stored up goodwill with them. So it's easy to meet them to ask for stuff. Right. But that's what it is. The volunteering, I would say, and then these just acknowledging their deeds and what they've accomplished, their accomplishments.
So let's talk about high-powered women, leadership and coaching. A lot of high-powered women give a lot of themselves. So family, work, mentors, mentees, but aren't always sort of like super intentional about replenishing. How do you replenish yourself? And when I said high-powered woman, I hope you know you are among.
Oh, Lord, thank you.
Amongst. I hope you know.
How do I replenish?
How do you replenish? How do you pour back into yourself?
I take breaks.
Okay.
I'm very intentional about my breaks. And the breaks don't have to be long sometimes. Short breaks. I can be in a crowded place. I'm getting overstimulated. And I will step to my car, go to the bathroom, or just go outside, just step away from. So I am very conscious of how I'm feeling. Yes, I'm in tune with myself. Right. If warning bells are going off like, enjoy eating poju, this person's talk is becoming too much, I will excuse myself. I will excuse myself from that gathering, and I will just take a moment. Also because at every point in time, I want to be sure that I am centered and I am still connected to my source. So I will do check-ins with the Holy Spirit and say, are we good? This place that I've come to now, are we okay? So I do regular check-ins. And then there are the long breaks as well. There are the long breaks that I take. And then there's also my people. I get filled up from just being around my friends, my husband, my kids. My kids for a short moment, because those children. But I replenish by being around just loved ones and then staying away from noise and overstimulation.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want your greatest legacy to be? If you had a moment to think about that, what would that be?
I have not given that much thought.
Okay.
There is a lot on ground. I've tried a few times, trust me. I've tried a few times.
You're like, things are happening.
See, I've tried a few times. Like, okay, that last, that last supper? You know, what? And I do have some thoughts, but there's just a lot happening now that I'm more concerned about. I have a festival coming up. I have different things that I need right now. Can I focus on putting that together?
That's fair.
But I want to have contributed immensely to the creative industry.
Yeah.
I want to have bridged the gap in a significant way where we have global recognition, respect, and rewards.
Global recognition, respect, and rewards.
Yes.
Okay.
So beyond even just film, right? I want our designers to have just global appeal. I want even our carpenters, you know, the furniture guys, the creative industry, I want them to be seen. I want their value to be seen beyond the shores of Nigeria. So building that bridge is important.
Right.
It's important to me. And I hope that's one of the things I leave behind. A solid, sturdy bridge.
Yeah. I want to talk about your faith. How does that ground you? How does that center you? How is that important to you? And I say faith, not also. I remember I was going to go for a retreat. No, actually, do you remember that she did a master class 2017, 2016 about, it was around like production and things. You probably don't remember. And you did it it was somewhere in Lekki.
Yes.
And
independent producers workshop.
Exactly. And I was there.
Fran, you were there.
Yes, I was there.
Yes, you were.
And I remember, like, when I walked in, your face was just a face. It was just blank. So I was like, is she happy? Is she sad? Is she pleased to see us? I was like, anyway, I don't pay my money, so here am I. But what I remember was when you started to speak, I was like, I've never found anyone who is spiritual and is talking about like production, media, do this. So I was just like, okay, she ain't bad. But that was kind of like my first thing, like, Stillwater's good. I was just like, she's deceiving us. She's truly...
She's Daniel's wife.
She's spiritual. So, I've always known that. How does your faith ground you, and why is it important? Everyone's
Wow. Wow. Okay, so my faith is my most important asset. It is my compass. I am able to know where to turn to, know what to do because of my faith. And I think a time came in my life where I had to make a decision. What am I going to rely on?
Right.
Are you going to rely on what? Your beauty, your brains, your wit, even. What are you going to rely on? And everything paled in comparison to God. Everything paled in comparison to just that faith. And so I went all in with faith. I remember going for 1 month to Kaduna. My family members were, what is Toyosi looking for? What is she actually looking for? But I wanted to be sure that this thing that I am choosing to hold on to is the thing that will sustain me for the rest of my life.
Right.
And so far, it hasn't failed.
It hasn't failed.
So far, it has not failed.
Right.
And so my faith just guides everything. It directs me, and it hasn't failed.
If you had one thing, just one thing, this isn't the legacy question, don't worry. If you had one thing that you want people to know about you that is not easily apparent in your CV or on your, cards or on your knowledge cards or whatever, or it's not public, what is the one thing that is important about you and to you that you want people to know? Sorry, no, not that you want people, because you cannot say, well, I don't want them to know. But
yeah, I hear
what is
you.
the thing that is not apparent externally?
That is not apparent.
Yes.
I don't know if it's not apparent, but I genuinely wish everybody well. Like, I wish you well. Like, I see you. There's somebody, I don't even know if I should even talk about it now. I was going to go after someone owing me today, or today that we're recording this.
They have to pay you.
I was going to go after this person. And I just said to myself, this guy is struggling. Like, it's obvious that this guy is struggling. Why do you want to add to his stress? And so I was angry, just stupid. But I said, you know what? Okay, let's just leave it.
Right.
So I genuinely want everyone to do well. I want people to do well. And another thing is, I see every relationship as symbiotic. That's something that has just guided me as well and helped me. Any relationship that is one-sided, that is parasitic, is a relationship that should be destroyed immediately. It makes me respect people. It makes me just honor the grace of God on those people's lives. So the caregiver for my kids is loved. Because of her, I'm here talking to Francesca. The children are on holiday. So this is not a case of that they're in school, right? Just the different people. It's the people for me.
Right.
The different people who are in my life and are just contributing to my life. I see them, I honor that grace on their lives, and I am thankful for them. So I see these relationships as symbiotic. I'm giving you something, you're giving me something in return. What you're probably even giving me is more. You would think a caregiver is getting more from me. I believe I'm getting more from them. And so that may not be apparent on the outside, but I value and cherish everybody that comes my way. Yeah.
A powerful way to end.
Thank you.
An incredible conversation with an incredible woman.
Thank you, Fran.
Toyosi, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being yourself. Thank you for the constant evolution that pushes us all to excellence. Women Leaders Unscripted. This was a fabulous conversation. Thank you for watching.